Welcome, everyone, to our monthly Orange Audubon Society educational webinars. And tonight, we're going to share with you about Audubon Adventures. And I am Kathy Rigling, the Education Coordinator with Orange Audubon Society. And we are so happy to have you here. So our mission with Orange Audubon Society is to promote public understanding of and interest in wildlife and the environment that supports it. Our education programs foster recognition of the tangible and intangible values in the remaining natural areas of Florida and the world, and our responsibility for the conservation of the Earth's natural ecosystems and the services that they provide for the health of the planet. And you're going to love this Audubon Adventures. So this is a national program. It's been used by over 7 million children since 1984. And this is the website you'll go to. And Susan can put it in the chat so you can just, copy it and save it. But it's http www.audubonadventures.org. And when you go to that website, you will see this menu for you. And there is a lot in there. So I'm going to kind of delve into this so you can see some of the really nice features, and it's all free. So if you go to the toolbar and you look at Student Adventures and you click on it, you will see all the titles that are available just to, open up, and you can have if you have your students have devices, you can have them all open up the same title. And it's all right there for you, which is great. And so it's not just birds. There's other things, including native bees and water and climate change. So there's a variety of environmental resources. So I'm going to go through what you would find. And I purposely picked different titles so you could kind of see the variety that they have. So this is the title that's about bees. And so when you open it up as an educator, you will see background information. So if you want to familiarize yourself with more up-to-date information about that topic, there it is. Very helpful. Okay. So as you open up each title, this is the one about owls. You will notice that the text is very high interest. It's designed for grades 3 through 5, though you could easily bump it down a little, and definitely you could bump it up to like 6th grade or so. Or if you have some readers that are below grade level, this would be a high interest magazine for them to use. So in the owls, they have, one of the articles is about why they're such good hunters and explains the different adaptations that they have. And then the graphics are very meaningful. They're up to date. This is all scientifically based through their team, national team. So this is the title that's about migration, which is happening right now. And this graphic is great because it shows different types of birds and the migration routes that they travel. And you notice here, Florida is found on a few of the paths, which is a really exciting time of year. So this is something you could use right now, just talking about what's going on in the world of nature. There's classroom activities in each of the titles. So this is a brand new title that just was published last year, and it's about the Florida scrub jay, which is near and dear to our hearts. And so after reading the magazine, then this is a story that they would fill in. You can see the language arts here, they have nouns and verbs and descriptive words to write about a story about the scrub jay. There's outdoor activities for each one. So this is great because, getting that outside break, even though you're doing something focused to a topic, is valuable, as a mind break. And so this is from the title about plants and animals and their connections. And it's really cool. So they could go out, you can go out in the schoolyard and look for a plant with flowers, with no flowers, a bird, find another bird, an insect on a plant. And this could lead to discussion on the connection between the plants and the birds and the insects. So there are, in each issue, there's practical ways that you can help whatever issue or topic is presented. So this is the issue that's about bird safety. So this is a whole little article about making windows bird friendly. And I know one of the teachers locally I work with, they noticed that at their school that they've had some window strikes with birds on their big glass windows. So here's a way to solve that. It gives you some practical ways, and it's good content reading, and it's just a good win-win. Okay, so that was Student Adventures. Now we're looking at the Try This on the tab. So in the Try This, there's some fun quizzes, and the quizzes do align with the issues. So this one goes with the plants and birds, and there's pretty much a quiz for every issue. And it is self-correcting, so if they put a wrong answer, it will ask them to try again. And then there are some puzzles and games within the Try This. So here's a really nice game about adaptations. And so they're matching the beaks with the birds and the feet with the birds. And it's another self-correcting, because if they drag the wrong bill to the wrong bird, then it just won't stick there. And then there's coloring pages, something just extra to do. And maybe the kids will be so excited about this website that they'll actually just want to do it at home and have fun with that. I really like this section. It's video clips, and they're all tied to your topics. So I just picked 3. There's several in there. Wood thrush migration is really well done. It shows this one bird and how it, I know there's standards that you have to teach about seasonal changes. This ties in really well with that. Pumpkin feeder for birds. Right now, October, there's pumpkins out. It's a great way to talk about the interaction between plants and animals, and how we, instead of just throwing your pumpkin in the garbage, you could actually make it into a feeder, which would be a great thing. And then the Share the Shore. I know a lot of you here in Florida live in the coast, and shorebirds, they need our help. And this all explains how to safely interact with birds on the shore. And there's a lot of other titles. On this section called Dig Deeper, there's several drop-down choices. One is a really nice glossary. So if you're looking for the very specific terms that relate to environmental issues, you'll find it right here. And then there's in the Dig Deeper, you'll find ways to take action for the planet. And I'll show you some examples of that. So one example is being a community scientist, and that's a webinar topic we're going to cover later in the year. But here you can find, if you want to know about, the Great Backyard Bird Count, the Christmas Bird Count, which is coming up in December, and Project Feeder Watch, which actually starts next month, you can click on the links here and learn more, and you can actually get your class involved. The next webinar, we will cover Project Feeder Watch. That's a neat project, and I know I used it with my class when I was teaching. We also have some other action steps, including, how to protect beach nesting birds. There's a link there. Preventing bird window crashes. There's a link there. And about planting native plants. And what I love about this, when you click on this, Audubon has a database where you put it, say this link here will take you there, and you can put in your location, and they will recommend plants and even have native plant nurseries that you can go to. So if you're trying to get that little native plant garden started for your school, this is a resource right here. All right, in action steps, there are some free posters you can download. So just make sure you check that out. That could be real useful. And then there's a teacher's lounge section. So you can again access all the topics. You can access the glossary. the bibliography, which I'm going to show you, and how to find a sponsor. So I'll get to that. So here's some of the resources and links. And finding a sponsor, the website is totally free. There's no charge for the website, but that would be if you want print issues, which I'll get to. And here's where you have bird ID guides too, because I know often when you get started with these kind of things, you might be wondering what you're seeing at the schoolyard. So there's some guides to help you. All right, the bibliography that's in the links is by topic, which is really nice. So there is an issue on hummingbirds. So there's a whole list of books for you to look at to see, you know, some might tie into what you're doing. There's internet links. There's just a lot of good resources here you can cross-reference. And then, of course, you have the Audubon Bird Guide that you can pull up and, you know, to help the students if they get excited about different birds that you're seeing. This would be one place that you could go to, even house the sounds that they made. And there is a free Audubon Bird Guide app that you can download and explains how to do that there. In the About section, this is how you're going to find a sponsor if you'd like some print subscriptions. So when you click on the About, it'll say, find a local sponsor for your class. And you'll click there and you'll type in your county or your city, and it'll list down who your local Audubon is and a link to contact them. Because you can ask them if you would like print subscription for your class. Basically, it'd be a 3-issue subscription. A lot of local Audubon chapters will sponsor your class and provide that free of charge. So I'm in Orange County, so we do provide that for Orange County classrooms. We have a limited number. We still have some left. So if you are in Orange County, you can let me know and we'll go about and we'll get it ordered. But if you're not in Orange County, find out your local chapter and ask them. It's a very underused resource, and so we're trying to get the word out for you. All right, our next webinar is November 2nd, and we're going to cover feeding birds and Project Feeder Watch. So Feeder Watch is a good community science program. That's actually how I got into all of this. That's the first one I did. But even if you don't want to do that, if you want to start feeding birds at your school, we'll go over the, you know, some of the do's and don'ts and how to, you know, navigate that with your school. So here is my contact information, and I will allow some time. If you have any questions, you can ask. And at this time, we can stop the recording.